Hello, as you can see, I'm Michael Thorley, and welcome to me. And I just wanted to introduce myself to say a little bit about me. I am 55 years old, maybe not looking yet, but I'll let you be the judge of that. And I love what I do. Essentially, my work is about helping people, organizations, teams, and the wider world release their potential and embed it such that there is change. And I do that through two brands, one called Transcend and one called the Leadership Festival. And the offering is slightly different, but underneath, the underpinnings are the same. And so what are those underpinnings? I guess it all starts about me and my personal history. So in my childhood, I had the misfortune of losing both my mother and my father when I was very young, was in and out of childcare and had to learn to make new relationships. The relationships which stayed with me, of course, were with my twin brother, Mark, and my older brother, David. But that disruption taught me a lot about how to handle change and how to reach out and ask for help. So I'm telling this human story because I think at the end of the day, we are all humans and we're all people. Well, at least that's what I like to believe. We might have a role in an organization or a role in a family or whatever it is, but fundamentally there is something at the core of us which makes us uniquely us, and that is wonderful. And we will know that we've got the bits of us that we don't like particularly, and maybe some other people don't like it either, but we've got some other parts of us which are really great. And our role here in Transcend or through the Leadership Festival is to celebrate what you are brilliant at and what you love doing, and to enable that to spread to other people. So in both situations, I like to work with the here and now and the present, but for a purpose. You might ask, well, why the purpose and why the here and now? I guess my background and experience is unique. I'm a chartered accountant and I ran some very senior businesses in Unilever in the late 90s, early late 90s. I lived in Eastern Europe for a period of time, so learning how to build a factory from nothing and also run that commercially was a real challenge and a joy, which I've kept to this day, my love of Poland and everything Eastern European. And I learned so much from Unilever. I was profit and loss account responsible in that organization. I then moved to different other organizations, so some more formal consulting organizations like PricewaterhouseCoopers, Coopers and Lybrand, and Capita. And one of the things I learned over time was, with an accounting background and managing processes, a lot of people can change processes, but it's the devil's own job to maintain those processes and ensure that these apply and can change and flex according to the organization and how it changes. But of course, you've already spotted the problem in that. Processes don't need to change first. It's actually the people managing those processes and leading the organization in what I would like to call a human way, such that, if we talk about people's performance, we're asking them to say how they want to be and seeing if there is a match with the organization. I trained later as a psychotherapist, so I have a master's degree in psychotherapy, and I apply that largely in organizational contexts, but not in the sense of what is missing or what is broken and what is to be diagnosed, but what is the potential that lies there? What is it that might be under the surface, which is really causing organizations to be stuck? And these can be things which are in the history of the organization or in the people. They might be about an imbalance of flow between members of an organization and what it's like to belong here. If we think about mergers and acquisitions, what is it like for the people making the acquisition and what is it like for the people to be acquired? So I've got a lot of business experience, a lot of organizational experience. I've been a non-executive director in the National Health Service in the UK and in the prison service. And I've done a lot of work in not-for-profit sector as well as the for-profit sectors. So I like to feel that I have a bit of a, wide, wide experience and lots of different cultures. So I've worked in South Africa, I've worked in India, I've worked in Saudi Arabia, and I've worked across most of Europe. So hopefully I've got the ability and the willingness to sit with not quite knowing and to really hold and have conversations. So I'd just like to ask you to check in now with what you're hearing, what you're noticing about your own energy as you respond to me. So I believe we turn up as whole people. So I told you a bit about my personal life, and one little anecdote. I don't know about you, but I wasn't very good at sport at school. And in my mid-40s, I moved. So I live in the UK, up in the northwest of England. And I decided to take up running just for something to do. So sometimes I suffer from a bit of mental health and wellness. And I found that being outside really helps me. So I've started running. And on my 50th birthday, I ran a marathon. And I have to say that I've enjoyed marathon running ever since and love being outside, just running with people. So I also help people with mental health issues. So I work for England Athletics as one of the mental health ambassadors. So for me, integrating who we are for a purpose is what brings me to life. And I hope you find this interesting. So on this YouTube channel, you will find lots of different things which may interest you or may not. And this film I'm also using as an introduction to me, so you may not see a YouTube channel at all. But I'd like to say hello, and also for now, goodbye, and wish you well and have a wonderful day or evening or whatever you're going to do. And hopefully our paths will cross again soon. Okay, bye-bye.